If you want to retire a millionaire like I do, I will show you exactly how to do it with no extra effort. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'll show you the numbers to prove it. Anybody can do this. You don't need to buy a course. You don't need special strategies or anything. Basically, put 10% of your income aside every paycheck. Invest it in a mutual fund or something that is safe and consistent with a proven track record. And by the time you are retirement age, you will be a millionaire. And here are the numbers. I'm going to screen record my computer and show you exactly what I mean. And if you are a millennial or younger, that means if you are born in 1981 or later, this is extremely easy. If you're a little bit older, you have to probably invest more than 10%. The Wealthy Barber's Dave Chilton recommends 10%, whereas Dave Ramsey recommends 15. 10%, you don't really notice it, especially after doing it for years and years and years. Here are the numbers to back up my crazy claim. And Dave Ramsey actually pretty much guarantees millionaire status if you follow his steps, which I'm not gonna go that far. And I'm not a financial advisor, so that's a disclaimer. For legal purposes, I don't know if I need to say this, but this is just an entertainment video. Although I do believe it and I'm actually doing it myself or trying to. But here are the numbers. I put in $0 initial investment, $100 bi-weekly, and I hope you make more than $1,000 bi-weekly because that's $26,000 a year. That's way below the average. Anyways, interest rate of 10%, and I'll show you mutual funds that have averaged way more than that. Monthly compounded interest, years to grow 40. So let's say you're 25, you're at the perfect age. If you're younger, even better. But just let's say you're 25. For 40 years, this amount invested will get you $1.37 million by retirement. And I'm guessing that that $100 looks more like $120, and that's almost 1.65 million. So that's a big deal. Let's say you are a little bit older and you only have 30 years left. I am almost 40, so let's even take a 40-year-old. So the oldest millennial right now is 39 years old. I'm the oldest millennial. Let's say 25 years to grow. How much do you need if you're 40 years old for 25 years, bi-weekly? A little more. Let's see, 350. 350. Let's try 350. All right. So let me emphasize how important it is to start this young. Dave Ramsey calls this an emergency. If you are not planning for retirement, it's like the house is burning down, but you don't know because when you get there, it's way too late to start. So at our age, you would need to invest $350 bi-weekly. That's way more than a car payment for 25 years at 10% to be a millionaire. That's a lot of money. So you really need to start this young. And what's great about this site, look it up, is that you can break it down. It shows you a graph. And you see near the end, your contributions are very insignificant. That light blue line kind of disappears into thin nothingness. But you want to see the table and view all of them, all the rows. You can see where it starts to get really good. Period interest is basically your monthly interest accumulated. So going down, this is monthly. Let's see what the 10-year mark says. So at 120 months, your interest earned is almost $300 a month. So that's pretty good. But let's see near the end, when you're ready to retire, if you start this at 25 and do it for 40 years, when you're ready to retire, you have over 1.3 million, almost 1.4, and your monthly income is $10,500 basically. Now you can choose to put in a safer investment that maybe is a 5% return, and even $5,000 a month once your mortgage is paid off is a decent amount of income. So that's why this is really important. And if you don't believe me that there are mutual funds out there that generate this kind of return, I've actually brought up some websites to prove it. So I bank with RBC, and these are the mutual funds that are available to me in the banking that I picked, in the investment banking that I signed up for. These are my eligible mutual funds. And if you go right to the end, to the right-hand side, you see I sorted them by average return over a 10-year period. And the top one, and I have these two right now, not a whole lot because I started late, so I have to put in a lot of money. but the highest one has averaged 17% return. That is crazy. And even during this crisis, the last 1 month, and I can attest to it because I started a couple months ago, it went down just when it started, but the guys managing this fund readjusted, and in the last month, they generated a 12% return, which is mind-blowing. But as you can see, it had to go down first. So over the last 3 months, it's 3%. But the last 6, 15, the last year, 17, 3 years, 16.9. So I have these two, and I also have one of the lower performing ones, but even the lower ones are 12, 12. It's like 11 and a half down by the 10th one. So RBC is a really good place to bank, and they have some really talented investors. But let's go to Vanguard. So this one, I couldn't figure out how to rank it by the 5 years is as long as they go. But I found some 12%, 11%, 8%, another 12, over 12 here. So even if you're in the States, you can find some really good mutual funds. These are ETFs, so it's a little bit different. But basically you can buy in at a fairly low cost compared to stocks. And you don't have to worry about it as it goes up and down, because over the long run, you're getting a pretty good, safe to say, about 10%. And this one, since inception, 17%. 14% and 14 and almost, well, 11. So they're out there. You do a little research, you can find some great ETFs and mutual funds to get you on your way to retiring rich. Also, if you're motivated, comment below. Tell me that you're gonna start this, you're gonna put away, maybe you start with 5% paycheck. Work your way up to 15% as you pay off your car and maybe plan for a $5,000 car down the road. Tell me how you're gonna do this, and let's keep each other accountable. Let's start a community of people who plan to retire on their own, not dependent on government or family, but actually building their own retirement plan. If this is something that you are interested in, if you want to follow my progress over the next few years, I will detail everything as I invest and try different streams of income. I'll update you on all that I do. So if that's something that you're interested in, subscribe and don't miss the next video. Stay safe and have a great day. Peace.